MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Advanced Sports Labs. Expedite your blood work today at advancedsportslabs.com.
Welcome to MMA Inside the Cage, bringing the world of mixed martial arts straight to you. I'm your host, Casey Oxendine, and I'm joined by my very special guest co-host, LL Nate Jolly, who is covering for my usual sidekick, Cyrus Fees. You know, Nate, you always seem to pick up the ball and run when Cyrus Fees goes AWOL.
Well, you know, when Cyrus Fees goes AWOL, it's the only time I really get to put some of that special style that I have on this set. It doesn't need it all the time, but every once in a while, got to mix it up.
Well, the LL Nate Jolly style certainly spices things up. You know, this week we're going to take a look back at the huge event that was UFC 146. Our West Coast correspondent, Iris Garcia, was out there in Vegas grabbing a ton of killer interviews and getting all of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Now, we will also check out the recent documentary that covers one of the last weekend's biggest winners, Dan Hardy. Plus, we will get some heated comments from Uriah Faber and Dominic Cruz from the two exclusive interviews that we grabbed there. It's all that plus a big main event, but first it's time for our breaking story of the week. Of course, UFC 146 had a ton of hype and a very well-matched card with a ton of star power. Former WEC champ Mike Brown kicked things off in the undercard with a unanimous decision victory over Daniel Pineda. Then, of course, Glover Teixeira and Paul Sass both grabbed round one submissions, and it was Dan Hardy leading off the FX portion of the card with a sick KO over Dwayne Bang Ludwig.
Iris Garcia here with Dan Hardy, who just defeated Dwayne Ludwig in UFC 146. Congratulations on your victory. How emotional was this victory for you?
You know, this was, and I know people always say it, but this was the biggest fight ever for me. You know, there was a lot on the line for this. You know, my life would have gone one or two ways after this fight, and I didn't know or didn't have any real control over it. So all I had to do was just prepare myself best I could and get in there with the frame of mind that I have the ability to win, and I did that. You know, I'm thankful for coming out on top tonight, and I'm excited about the future now.
Of course, CB Dollaway grinds out the decision victory over Jason Mayhem Miller.
Here with CB Dollaway that just defeated Jason Mayhem Miller. Congratulations on that victory. Were you at all frustrated with his antics in the octagon, seeing him dance around a little, even when you were punching him, moving his head around?
No, I expected all of that. My head coach, Tom Vaughn, said, don't pay attention to it, don't get sucked into it. That's his game, not your game. Stick to our game plan, do what you're supposed to do, and you'll come out on top. So that's what we did.
There you go.
Could be curtains for mayhem there in the UFC.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance, too. You know, he's a great athlete, didn't have a good fight, unfortunately, but at the same time, you know, he fought a tough guy. He fought a guy that is an excellent wrestler, and he stayed on top and did what he needed to do to win. Unfortunately for Mayhem, apparently, this is just the rumor on the street, he got a little agitated backstage, maybe said some things he shouldn't have said, maybe got a little loud, I don't know, but Dana White did announce that because of his antics backstage, that he's not going to be invited back to the UFC, at least not right now.
Always something crazy from Mayhem. Then Jamie Varner makes his return to the big show, handing Edson Barbosa his first loss via TKO round one.
You know, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this really happening? I honestly, it was surreal because I hit him with one shot earlier and I actually backed up and my trainer's like, put pressure on. But I'm like, there's no way that hurt him. Then I went in there and I hit him again. I saw his eyes roll in the back of his head and I'm like, yeah, I did hurt him. Let's go. So I wanted to stay on him because he's so tough and so dynamic. I didn't want to get caught with anything. So I stayed on him. I tasted blood in the water and just went after him and went in for the kill.
And Darren Elkins snags a huge upset win over last year's Ultimate Fighter winner, Diego Brandao. Okay, then it was time for the main card, with Stefan Struve subbing LeVar Johnson round one, Stipe Miocic stopping Shane Del Rosario round two, and Roy Nelson with a big KO over Dave Herman. Man, that was outstanding. What's your take on Roy Nelson?
Well, my take on Roy Nelson is this. I think it's really cool that this sport started with a whole bunch of guys thinking, hey, I can do that. And he actually looks like a fat guy that wouldn't be able to fight, that'd be sitting at a bar somewhere. He comes in there, knocks a very talented guy out. Cold.
Tank Abbott style.
Yeah, exactly. And so a lot of people may not like him. He doesn't have the fighter look, but he's a fighter through and through. You know, he likes entertaining fans, and that's, you know, probably what I like about him the most.
Yeah, and a BJJ black belt to boot. Then it was time for the co-main event. We're talking Cain Velasquez utterly dominating Bigfoot Silva in one of the bloodiest fights I've seen in a very, very long time. Cain gets the round one TKO, and then it's main event time. The heavyweight title was on the line as champ Junior Dos Santos dominates former champ Frank Mir, taking home the round two TKO, which was my prediction. Now, Nate, what was your take on that fight?
You know, my take on that fight was it was a good fight. Junior Dos Santos stuck to the game plan and it worked for him. I would have, however, liked to see Frank Mir get a hold of him on bottom and see what he could have done. In my opinion, Frank's been in, well, it's not an opinion. He's been in for about 10 or 11 years, and I would just like to see him maybe get a chance to get on top one more time. Before he hangs it up. But it was a great fight. And
well, Cain and Junior both looked incredible, so it looks like it's going to be those two locking up next time for the heavyweight championship.
My fist talk for me. When my fist talk for me, everybody understand. They are this language. Everybody can understand me.
Well, big thanks to Iris Garcia for those big interviews. Next round, we take a look at the big Dan Hardy documentary everyone has been talking about. But first, get your guard up because it's time for the MMA Inside the Cage Hit Parade.
Such a good, well-rounded game possessed by Jim Ehlers, and he's throwing down a lot of unanswered shots in this crucifix.
Yeah, Laddersmaki's going to have to start moving here.
This is going to be difficult to get out of this position. The referee, Rich Mitchell's taking a closer look.
I don't know how much power these shots have got in. The elbows might do some more damage.
Yeah, absolutely. These elbows are going to be very hurtful, and that is enough for Rich Mitchell and Jim the Beast Ehlers.
That's it! He's just getting mad. This is what Whalen wanted to do in the first round, and he had him hurt. Let's see if he can put him away. He puts him away at 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
Not Jeremy Horn, but I'll have to find out when he gets over here.
Oh!
A nasty knockout.
as a professional fighter, there's a lot of things that I need to be concerned about. I need to be concerned about my opponent. I need to worry about my fans. I don't want to have to be concerned about my blood work. That's why I go to Advanced Sports Labs and I get my blood work done in an affordable manner. They get it done fast. They send it to the commission, they send it to the promoter, and they send it to me, so I have peace of mind knowing that everything's done properly.
I mean, why wouldn't you use Advanced Sports Labs? They get things done faster than the competition, and their standard rates are lower than everyone else's sale rates. It's a no-brainer.
Expedite your blood work today at AdvancedSportsLabs.com. MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Advanced Sports Labs.
All right, we are back. Round 2 action. You know, Dan Hardy is one of those fighters that has experienced the ups and downs of this sport in so many ways. You know, he began his tear through the UFC with 4 big consecutive wins, which landed him that title shot with welterweight king GSP. And although, you know, Hardy would bring a game attempt, he would lose that bout as well as 3 consecutive following. As we know now, he did break that losing streak this past weekend with that incredible knockout over veteran Duane Ludwig. But leading up, there was this very special documentary being filmed that followed the unique struggles that Dan Hardy dealt with in this do or die situation with the UFC. Let's take a look at that right now.
My name is Dan Hardy. A lot of people know me as the Outlaw. I'm a professional fighter. I was born in Nottingham, England. I like a fight. I have a lot of tattoos and a mohawk. I don't mind having a bit of attention to draw to myself. I get paid to beat people up, and I love every minute of it. I have a lot of fun. When somebody signs a contract to fight me, they obviously think a lot of themselves. They think they're better than me, and they think they can prove it. I take that as a personal insult. The most important thing to me is making them regret thinking that they were able to fight me. I want them to know that I'm better than them. And I want them to know that my intention is to hurt them.
We know, Nate, that documentary looks to be very, very interesting. Dan Hardy is one of those spots. Talk about a little bit about what it's like to be up and down, and he was on the cusp of being cut. What's that feel like?
Well, the best way I can explain it to somebody is it's like losing your job, but it's a job that you've worked maybe 10 or 15 years to finally get to the top, and you might lose it just because of a couple bad days at work. It's a very scary situation, and I'm sure that he is glad, even more glad than I am, that he got that victory the way he did. When you're in a situation where performance is the key to whether you live or you die, coming back with a statement like that, knocking out a veteran like that, is definitely the way you want to do it if you want to keep your job long term.
Well, Dan Hardy is one of those guys that I expect to see in the UFC for a long, long time. So everybody, take a look at that documentary when you have a chance. It's certainly worth your time. But stick around right here. When we return for round 3, we're going to take a look at a couple of interviews from Uriah Faber and Dominick Cruz, as well as our main event of the week.
Advanced Sports Lab is always a great experience. You go in, you get your blood drawn, they take care of all the paperwork for you, they send your results to the commission and to the promoter, so I can just focus on being a professional fighter and getting on the fight.
Advanced Sports Labs. Expedite your blood work today at advancedsportslabs.com.
Impact Custom Mouth Guards. High quality, customized mouth guards that won't break your bank. Find us on Facebook today or email us at frank@impactmouthguards.com. Impact Custom Mouth Guards. We protect your smile and your brain.
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Advanced Sports Labs.
All right, round 3 action. Two guys that have stayed on the hot seat over the last few years have been Uriah Faber and Dominick Cruz. These guys went 1-1 in bouts against each other, then went on to coach opposite during the last season of The Ultimate Fighter. Of course, they were slated to face each other yet again in a rubber match until Cruz was unfortunately injured. Now, Nate, talk a little bit about this rivalry and what it has shaped up to become in the world of mixed martial arts.
Well, this rivalry is getting to be huge. Number one, let's start off with both of the guys. Uriah Faber, 45-pounder, WC champ, drops down to 35, always a risky move. Dominick Cruz on a tear throughout the WC, on a tear in the UFC, and I think this rubber match is going to prove to be put up or shut up for one of these guys. You can't talk as much trash as they've talked about each other and not have somebody kind of, bow down when it's over.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Iris Garcia was out there in Vegas at UFC 146, and she caught up with both men, neither of which were at a loss for words. Let's take a look at that right now.
I'm here with the UFC bantamweight champion, Dominick Cruz. So unfortunately, of course, you're not going to be fighting Uriah. Will we be able to see that? Oh, good. So we are.
The guy's never shuts up. He's always got an excuse. I'm sure he's not just going to go away. So I know I'm going to see him again and I'm going to beat him.
Was it really uncomfortable working with Uriah, on the Ultimate Fighter, being around him so much?
Well, he's just an idiot. So he says stupid things all the time. You just got to listen to him and it goes in one ear and out the other. He's just going to say ignorant things and you just ignore him because his opinion doesn't matter. What he says doesn't matter. So you just, all right, whatever, Faber. And you're there. It's like going to work with somebody you don't like every day. Everybody does it all around the world. If you can do it, people, so can I. And I did, and it's over. The show's over. It's a bittersweet feeling.
Would you still fight Dominick Cruz? I know I spoke to him earlier, and he says no matter what happens, he still wants to fight you.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll fight him right now if he's here. I think his hands and his legs hurt, but yeah, we're gonna fight again.
You think after all this is done, once you're done fighting with Dominick Cruz, would you ever maybe become friends? You guys will ever make a truce, hopefully?
I'm not against that. He's an all right guy. He just gets on my nerves. But I have a lot of people in my lives that get on my nerves. So, I don't know how much time we'll be spending together, but, it is what it is.
All right, thanks again to Iris and her gumshoe tactics. But right now it's time for fireworks as we present our MMA Inside the Cage main event of the week.
We have John the White Mike Tyson Phillips in the white shorts. Thomas Pens in the black shorts. Two to go toe-to-toe here at Fight Night 6.
Phillips looking big at this weight, as he always does. Immediately in with the body shot.
Some really great boxing there from John Phillips, and this is what we're used to seeing from him. Getting the distance and throwing off, using that boxing craft that he honed on the
He's not wasting any time here. Immediately engaging, flowing forward very well, but just leaving himself open. Good solid double leg from Thomas Pens. We're going to see what the guard of the Swansea man is like. Just looking for a triangle now is John Phillips. but passing to half guard. Oh, good use of the knee shield to get back in and force the scramble back to his feet.
Yeah, Phillips is he hesitated for a moment there, and Pence looked like he was going to take his back. He's still there, still battling for it.
Yeah, fantastic scramble here early in the first round to hooks now, or one hook now for Thomas Pence. John Phillips explosively tried to reverse out and just went easing up a little bit on the hooks and his wrist control that he had, and John Phillips is going to look to make him pay from this top position now. Got to be careful he doesn't overextend his arms though. Phillips sent a signal early with that body shot that it didn't really matter if Pence kept his hands high.
And a mistake by Phillips throwing up the kick. Pence caught it very quickly, takes it back down and sits in side control.
Yeah, really nice counter from Thomas Pence. Drove forward, got the pick up on the leg, changed the angle very, very nicely. Quite a high side control here. Both knees up, and you see how he just gave a bit too much space at the hips to allow Phillips to shrimp and put that knee back in.
Phillips doing well to get his hips to the side, but it's when he's just squared himself up and it allowed Pence to just drop his weight into the guard.
I think Phillips has realised that he's probably not in that much danger from Thomas Pence in this position, but all the same, I'm sure he'd rather the fight was back on its feet.
And he's looking for a Kimura here, Josh, on the left side of Pence.
Yep, hands connected. Let's see if he can get his hip out to the side, really use his body to open that grip up and try and attack that rotator cuff.
He's very powerful, is Phillips, but he really needs to use his weight as well to free that arm and then power it through.
You can see Pence has got his hands gripped together, but if Phillips can really connect his hip to that, he abandons those. Good submission attempt though. He's got to make. He's making Pence think. Sorry.
Last few seconds in this first round. Back and forth for all of those 5 minutes with these two warriors. Very nice fight to get us started here though, with the awesome striking of John Phillips against a very well-rounded Thomas Pence from the Czech.
I think Phillips has probably got to realise that kicks are going to leave him a bit too open here. He throws his hook combinations very well.
Pence steps forward, gets caught with a 1-2.
Yeah, the crowd had an appreciation of just the potential those shots had.
Phillips really standing in front of Pence. Oh, nice bit of judo work there from Thomas Pence.
A good takedown again from Pence. Managed to get hold of the single, picked up, sweep the leg out, and side control again for the Czech man.
Hands trying to push forward with the right to set up the left.
Well, just like
that. And a big elbow. 3 or 4 getting through there, Josh.
That's a very tight mount from John Phillips. Feet tucked very nicely as he looks to move higher, really take the elbows away from the body of Thomas Pence and isolate the arms and just make the striking all that much more devastating.
We can really see the ambition from Phillips here to get this fight to an early close, and another big left elbow. They're really coming through the guard of Thomas Pence.
I like how Phillips keeps trying to push forward for this high mount. It makes it that much more difficult for Pence to escape the position.
Let's see what Phillips has got here.
Wouldn't it be something if John Phillips could earn his first ever submission victory inside the cage?
Most of the guys tend to give their back up.
Oh, he's got the gable grip, the short choke now for the Welshman.
Pence looks like he was in trouble, but Phillips has readjusted. Very mature grappling performance there from Phillips.
It's been a great pace on this, John. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round at this stage.
Oh, and Thomas Pence has done very well to survive those attempts.
Phillips looking for an arming guillotine for a second, not quite able to set it up.
Pence coming forward with a couple of strikes himself.
Phillips has got that frame in that half guard, but doing a good job of standing up to try and negate it. Is Pence.
As we get into deeper water here.
Oh, was that a headbutt from Pence for a second?
It did look so. I think the referee has spotted something.
Oh, triangle attempt from John Phillips. He's got it locked in. He just needs the angle here.
Really good technical.
Holding the head, lifting the hips, and he's got the submission.
John Phillips gets his very first submission here at Cage Warriors. Very nicely done indeed.
Impact Custom Mouth Guards, high quality, customized mouth guards that won't break your bank. Find us on Facebook today or email us at frank@impactmouthguards.com. Impact Custom Mouth Guards. We protect your smile and your brain.
MMA Inside the Cage, brought to you by Advanced Sports Labs.
Well, it's been a really great episode. Pretty much centered around the mega event that was UFC 146. Now, usually it's time for my curtain call, but man, you've been holding your own so well. I think I'm going to hand it off to you and let you handle this.
Well, thank you very much. I think there was an underlying kind of story going on at this last UFC. Couple guys. Number one, Jamie Varner, a guy I fought, tough guy, but for a while he had a lot of trouble with his career. He was on a 3-fight losing streak, didn't know if he was going to come back, lost a fight, thought he was going to retire, stuck with it, stayed the course, and came back to have an impressive knockout over an undefeated guy. Once again, Dan Hardy, 4 up, 4 down. When you're 4 down, you don't know if you can really make it back. But he stuck with it, kept training hard, and once again, he came back and got on top, and it's just like those things have never, ever even happened. And so I want to say congratulations to those guys. It just goes to show you, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're into, you're going to have downtime, but if you keep with it, a lot of times you can pick it right back up.
Wow. Well, there it is. Ladies love Nate Jolly. Stay tuned next week as we come back with more action. But right now, it's Casey Oxendine.
Ladies love Nate Jolly.
And this has been MMA Inside the Cage.